I don't have your stuff. No, I don't have any of your stuff. Yeah, Gabe, this is all my stuff. Someone almost took my binder, or this one.
Dominic, I told you that we piled all the stuff together.
I know. I said like 5 minutes before the end of the thing, I told you guys to get your stuff together, and you guys didn't listen. No, I'm not. They didn't. I told them to get their stuff together, and they didn't.
Let them handle their own stuff.
What do you mean? I need to take someone. Bruh. Jackson threw it to me. Jackson gave me his water.
It wasn't his water. It was.
Well, I told him to get. But I don't care.
He has the same one every single day.
Dude, I told them to get their stuff together because I stacked it all up, and they didn't listen. So at the end of the class, people just started taking stuff. It's not my fault. He stopped me in the hall and tried taking my stuff. I am calm. Are you okay? I'm.
That's what you've been saying this entire time. So calm down.
I'm not, bro. I didn't do it. Lucas snitched on what? I didn't do anything. I didn't even do anything.
Okay. So yesterday, we did the first part of the lab. Emma, you can copy the first part, but I want you to understand it. So we did 3 rounds, right? We had like a silver dish, and then we had a little clear dish, and we had 2 different types of seeds, okay? The boys in the back, their beak was just not adapted. It didn't matter. They couldn't try to do better. It just wasn't going to work. So you're born with the DNA or not. And we have all these different beaks because of random mutations and sexual reproduction crossing over during meiosis. So they're going to say, or I'm going to say to you on your next quiz, what's the source of variation in the beaks? And you're going to say random
Mutations.
random mutations. So as the environment changes, sometimes certain traits will be better off in that environment. So when we looked at all the finches on the different islands, they all had different beaks. We gave you guys, we're going to do like a little bit of a chart together, but you guys had different beaks, and some of you were better at eating the teeny seeds, like Olivia's group. Even if she tried to just pick one up at a time, she just couldn't, right? Like, it just was like this master beak. It was like, I'm so good at this.
I kept breathing.
Yeah, and some beaks just weren't. So on our first island, you all worked alone, and we fed off those little teeny seeds. That was round 1. You had to get 13 seeds. They will not ask you that number 13. If you survived, then you fed with another group. Some of you fed with more than one group. And if you didn't, you went to the large seeds. You migrated to a different island because you're like, oh my gosh, there's no food here for me to eat. I'm going to have to go somewhere else. Now, this is just a model. In real life, I was saying to the kids in the back, I'm like, maybe you would be able to eat bugs or worms, or sometimes you just can't do that, though. You have to have the enzymes to digest that stuff, which is pretty complicated. But we're going to take a look at today the different birds on the Galapagos Islands. You have to memorize none of them. But what you're looking at is their types of beaks, and what do they eat? Do they eat plant food? Do they eat animal food? Or can they eat both? If there's birds on the same island that eat the same food, they will compete. If there's birds on the island that don't eat the same food, they most likely will not compete.
What food do they have? What do we eat?
These guys,
Yeah.
clothespin.
I thought that
Olivia had a binder clip. We're gonna go over that right
I
now.
thought clothespin would be the easiest.
Yeah, not
No.
really. It's hard to get those little guys.
It was not
And you
very
know, maybe
fun.
they're just not fast moving birds. Maybe they're not motivated birds. Maybe they're like, whatever. I don't like competition. I don't either. I was that girl in middle school that was like 5'9", kind of like Emma. And all the gym teachers would be like, you need to play sports. And I'd be like, you need to shut your mouth.
Dang!
Because, no, I would never say that. Just not competitive. You know? And then I have a bunch of nieces in the area, and I was the shortest one in my family. You know the McGee kids. So, I thought they'd be a lot taller. Like, their mom is like 5'11", and their dad's like 6'3". And they just didn't sprout up as much as I thought they would. Well, they like to compete. Well, at least Jensen does.
Did they get a height limitation?
So what's happening in society is, because height is a dominant trait. We're supposed to get taller with age, however, lots of females are getting their menstrual cycle earlier than they used to. When you get your menstrual cycle, you have this soft tissue in your bones, call it your growth plate. It's like this epiphyseal tissue. And when you get your menstrual cycle, that starts to calcify, you stop growing. So, because girls are getting their menstrual cycles earlier, they're not growing as tall. That's weird, right? Why is that happening?
I don't know. Because like if they weigh too much, it was like going in that
No!
This is normal.
Most scientists think it's chemicals in the environment, chemicals in our food, hormones in our meat and our dairy. No, that's a bacteria, bro.
I thought that was a chemical.
It's a bacteria.
Doesn't it kill you?
I hope not. It could, it can.
What's the bacteria in still water?
What?
I don't know.
I think it's before water.
I like that you think I know so much, though. Yeah, I'm a science teacher, but I'm very specific in what I know. Like, as far as being well-rounded, you do not want to play Trivial Pursuit with me. Like, Trivial Pursuit, right? Like, they ask you all sorts of questions, and I'm like, don't know, don't care, don't know. Ooh, biology, you know? Like, I couldn't be more well-rounded. All right, so here's the deal. You're gonna finish your lab today. Is that yours, Taco?
Absolutely.
You're gonna finish your lab. So you finish. We're gonna do a chart. See this chart in the back? We're gonna do this together. You guys finish this first page and this second page. Okay? Then you're gonna start the analysis questions, but you're gonna need the data for that first. And then you're gonna answer all these questions. You know what? You don't need this back page. We're gonna you don't need- I don't really feel good. I don't really feel like doing it. To be honest. Let's just do this one. Let's get rid of this.
Wait, only one page?
I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna blow it up on the smart board. And we're gonna do the chart on the back page together. In uno momento.
Wait, is that the one on the very back?
I'm so bad. Butcher, it's so bad. It's so much fun.
Miss White, is it this little
So
thing?
sick of your crap.
Miss White, is it this little thing?
Who is sick of whose crap?
Tyler's crap.
So aggressive.
Miss White, is it this little
Listen to
thing?
your crap, man.
I'm gonna show you right now.
No, the other one.
Bonjour, Taco.
This?
Yes.
Avec la bibliothèque.
We're not doing the other one.
The little Pekka?
You talking?
Biblioteca is the library. It sounds super fun, like you're gonna go to disco. Okay.
Pencil sharpener.
Here we are, ready? Hey, Tyler, guys.
Okay, now be quiet and stop talking.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
I know I don't look like I feel good. Okay. We're in our week 17. gonna teach this lab, complete the questions below. So the first thing we're going to do is, we're gonna go to that chart you guys have on your back page, I think it's page 8. Maybe page 8 looks like this. Maybe we do need that back page. Sure, to throw it out? No? Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I really don't want to use that page. I'd like to make things as easy as possible right now. So, you need to write this somewhere, not this. Selecting agent, small seeds, large seeds, sunflowers, blah, you're gonna really do that in question. You do averaging for better accuracy. Here are the types of beaks that we had. You have to write this somewhere, right? So make sure that's written somewhere on your lab. Raise your hand if you have the tongs. We just have one group of tongs.
No, specify tones.
Are you the ones?
Like
The metal ones, the ones you use cooking.
We're like
I'll
the-
be honest, I don't really care. If you think you had tongs, raise your hand. Okay, cool.
I don't even know.
So we have one
You
of
had
those.
tweezers.
Tweezers, we had one.
Yeah, you had
Pliers,
tweezers.
I think we had 3 groups that had
Nine
pliers.
pliers.
3 groups that had pliers. I think we only had 1 group with binder clips, or
Yeah.
2.
One of them.
1. And then clothespins, I think we had 3, 2.
We were one.
We were one.
One.
Wait, but you guys live?
No,
Yeah.
we died.
Oh.
We lived 2 down south.
You know why we died?
We got 1 point off.
Okay.
Cause you kept dumping on
We have 3 pairs of
Because you
pliers.
suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't suck, you cheated.
Plier and
We were going to
yeah.
So maybe only 2.
No,
had
four.
So 1
Because
group.
I had a full group.
2. Okay. All right. So here's how it went. We had the tongs, tweezers, clothespins, pliers, and binder stuff. They all made it to the end.
What?
No, we didn't.
No?
Except
Oh, yeah.
for one of these groups.
Yep.
So one of the groups of the clothespins, I don't know, dude, you just were a master at working your beak. And these guys are like, I'm gonna suck at working my beak.
We
Maybe
were-
my beak muscles are not great. I don't know. Maybe I need more cartilage in my hip. I don't know.
We were clothespins. We were one of the
But
clothespins.
this is basically
Alright,
how it
whatever,
was.
okay.
We're gonna go to the back, so make sure you have this written somewhere. It says describe, what was good about these things. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna, or we're not gonna. So do you have this written down? Somewhere? Okay. So, the number of beak types at the beginning. Who is that chart? Throw yourself on the board down.
I did. Guess what? Here.
I don't want to take you the whole thing though. Honestly, I need to know the numbers of them.
1, 1, 2, 3, 1.
What do you
So we
mean?
had,
1. Tweezers 1. Clothespins 2. Pliers 3. And binder clips 1.
binder clip.
Binder clips 1.
Alright, so those are the different ones we had. So present in the beginning of the activity, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, we had 5 different types of beaks. Successful in feeding it round 1 of the original island. This is weird because there were 5 different present at the beginning of the activity. 5 types. You're going to copy this. But we had 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 total. We have 8 total groups, but only 5 types of beaks. What?
Because some groups have the same.
You did 5 types of beaks. So that is like total. Successful at feeding at round 1. Well, we have all 5 pipes, but 7 total. Because 1 clothespin died. Not successful. All but 1 clothespin. Just copy it just like that. You'll need these for your answer. You can memorize this stuff? No.
Technically, that's not right. Oh, but when it says not successful,
Says what?
not successful, it would just be not.
All but 1.
So you said the way
All but one were not successful?
All of them died except for the one person.
Not, oh, okay. All not successful. You're right. 1 clothespin. Successful. Now all.
Except for Dominic, who did that.
Same thing here.
I think 2 of them, right?
All
Yeah.
but. I don't know. Do you want to fill in your own chart?
No.
I don't care. This is irrelevant.
Yeah.
Successful at using round 2. Same thing. Did you die again, right?
Dominic's
Yeah. So all this is the big seeds. So if you switch to big seeds, which many of you didn't, the one group that did died. Successful feeding at round 2, 0, none, because only one group went to the big island and they died. You're not leaving.
Aww.
So only one group. Only one clothespin went to round 2. And he died. Not successful at feeding round 2 on either island. That's just the one clothespin. Same guys, they didn't live on either island. Successful at feeding on the original island. I didn't get your data here. So those of you that made it to round 3, which is everyone but those guys. No, wait, there's 2 groups that did. Whatever, I don't really care. Which groups didn't live that went to round 3 didn't live?
Round 3 is
Round 3 is
we
we
didn't
put
make
that
it
background table.
We did not make it to round 3.
Okay.
You should know your own data. Who didn't make it to 13 seeds? Well, you do it now, dude.
Well, I think I did.
Everyone look at your round 3 data. That's when you went to the round table back there.
We didn't go there.
Went to round 3, not made it to 13 seeds. Y'all win?
Yeah.
Y'all successful. All. New Island, nobody made it here. No one made it. We didn't do that one. This data is pretty much irrelevant. Because on the Regents exam, I'm not asking you who made it and who didn't make it. The point is, not what we modeled here. In an ideal model, as you increase competition, less of you should have made it, but you didn't. Whoever made it in round 2 made it in round 3. That's not what would really happen in the wild. In the wild, you would compete, but you'd probably be able to stab each other and hit each other with wings and stuff, and I didn't let you do that. So, in reality, the beaks that didn't make it, yeah, you try to go somewhere else
Where do you
around
get
and find
those?
a different food source. If you live or you wouldn't live. We all competed together. This didn't model that. This did not model that. When you competed together, some of you should have died off. This is typically what happens in this lab. It's kind of a way to say, why is this a model not as good as nature? Well, because it's just a model. It's not real beaks. There's tons of factors, yeah. They're not real beaks. It's not a real island. It's not your real stomach, and so forth. Okay. Now, after we've talked about that, you are gonna go back. I'm gonna go here first. I'm just gonna show you beaks and finches stuff. Sometimes you don't know that there's 14, but everyone can study beaks on different islands. Different beak sizes and shapes for particular tasks of eating, because the seeds, the food, the worms, the bugs, those are your selecting agent. We did these notes, right? Yeah. So why do offspring better adapted inherit many of their parents' traits? Favorable traits allow the parents to survive. And if they survive, they're good. As long as those mutations are in their traits or in their sex cells, then they're going to be able to reproduce and have more offspring. Parts of Darwin's theory, we want to have overproduction of species, variation within that. We want them to compete for survival. What is the selecting agent? Well, in this lab, it's the seeds. Okay? Variation means differences. We know we get those differences from sexual reproduction and random mutations. This was the beaks of finches. Seeds were your selecting agent. The different types of food on the island is what made you live or not live. Four trials because the data is more accurate. These are two questions, by the way. Why do all finches have similarities? Because they're assuming there's a common ancestor, and they branched off differently into different environments based on food source. We share a common ancestor. That's it. You can use that. You're going to finish your lab. When you're done, you're going to work on these questions. That's it. Okay? So you're going to finish your lab. What's up?
So this is all the questions you have to do in the lab? Not to do it full lab.
The whole lab should be done. It's not a lot, right? So you're doing your analyze questions. They start on page 5, I don't know, 6. They start after the third round 3.
Just part of it.
Do we just not do this because we were always at the original island?
What characteristics of your beak interfere with your feed? Yeah, so she's on question 1, and it said, what characteristics of your beak interfered with your feeding success? Well, she actually had characteristics that made feeding really good. So that's what we're going to talk about. So some of you will say, most of you, except for the back table, you might say it was too blunt, it wasn't plain enough, it was hard for it to grasp the seeds. Whatever it is particular about your beak that was good or bad. Michaela, come back. She's not here today.
Bless you.
Thank you.
How many do you have? Just this big, right? I don't know what Asian food market that is, but like.
guts of it, especially right here, it's important that you do check number 9 and then 10. Make sure you check questions 10 through 12, or 9 through 12. The rest of these will be different. Depending on class. The questions 9 through 12, maybe you check those out, the answers out. Yours can vary a little, but not much. When you're done, there's a Beaks of Finches study guide that you should be working on. It's posted right in this guide. All right, guys, so taking a look at question number 9, and this chart here will 100% be on your Regents exam. I've never seen it not be on your Regents exam. So when they ask you about the variation in the beaks, okay, it says there's many types of beaks. That's true, but I don't love that. I want you to tell me that the variation comes from random mutations. That's what we're gonna look for on your reasons. Yes, the variation is within the beaks, but why? Random mutations is always your best answer. You could say sexual reproduction if you explained it, but to me, this is just your go-to 100% correct all the time random mutations. Competition, more than one beak eating seeds on the same dish, struggle for survival. You needed to make sure you got enough seeds. Okay, they're never going to ask you for the number 13 or for how long the trials lasted. They will ask you how to do an average, and that'll be for accuracy. What adaptations are we looking for? Feed with qualities that increase your ability to pick up seeds to survive. The environment was the island seeds. So most of you in this class happened to start with that silver can, and it had the little tiny seeds in it. And most of you, except for the back table on the right, you guys moved on to island 2. The rest of you stayed here. And the selecting agent, this will be on your Regents exam too. Is the size of the seeds, type of seeds. Now, if we take a look at these different types of beaks, it's important to realize that in our lab, we only looked at birds that were vegetarians, right? They ate plants. Seeds are part of the plant. But in real life, let me get rid of this so I can blow that up for you. In real life, you're going to have, look at how it says mainly. Birds and mainly plant food, mainly animal food.
100%
100%
animal
what's
food.
this say?
Animal food.
Animal food, okay. So this one right here would just be like, worms, bugs, things like that. But these ones, mainly plant food, these would be like seeds, right? Mainly animal food, maybe you're gonna think about worms or bugs. But what you need to do, and these are really easy questions. But let's say they say, I want you to compare the small tree finch and the small ground finch. And I want you to think about if they're going to compete or not. I tell my kids on the Regents, look at the name of it, circle it. Look at the name of the other one and circle it. And then kind of, highlight that you're looking at this area and this area. And you're going to go in from there. Kids that make mistakes on this one, it's because they weren't looking at the right, they just didn't transfer the right bird over. They were looking at the wrong bird. So if I were to say, hey guys, do the small ground finch and the small tree finch compete? You're going to say, no, probably not. Their beaks are different, they're different, they eat different food sources, so they probably don't. So that's really what you're focusing on there. These just tell you the different types of bills. They might say what type of bird eats only animal food. It has a probing bill. You would pick this one, the waterhorn finch, because you're looking here and here. But like I said, this will absolutely be on your